The hum of the abandoned observatory clung to the air, thick with mildew and the weight of forgotten history. Its domed roof sprawled like a colossal, forsaken shell against the encroaching twilight of autumn. A dying titan, slowly being enveloped by nature's grasp. Isaac Granger was drawn back here, not by nostalgia, but by a persistent whisper in his mind. This had once been a sanctuary for celestial observations, yet now it felt less like a vessel for exploration and more like a crypt crammed with secrets that mankind was never meant to uncover. He stepped inside, the door creaking in reluctant acknowledgement of his presence. Dust motes danced lazily in the dying shafts of light that filtered through grimy windows, while shadows clung tightly to the corners, hesitating to venture out into the deepening gloom. A heavy sense loomed over him, thick and unsettling, as if the universe itself was holding its breath. It began subtly at first, flickers of movement on the very edges of his vision, an uncanny sensation that he was being watched, weighed down by the silent gaze of countless unseen eyes. Isaac shook his head, dismissing the sensation as fatigue. Endless nights of sleepless wandering had draped over him like a heavy cloak, woven with strange thoughts he struggled to disentangle. Night after night, he found himself alone in his apartment, lost in a spiraling chaos of conspiracy theories and ancient myths that promised glimpses into the unknown. Just as he readied to depart, something caught his eye. A weathered journal wedged between cracked floorboards beneath the main telescope. The binding crumbled at his touch, revealing entries scrawled with erratic handwriting. It recounted bizarre observations about peculiarities in the stars, alignments that defied conventional celestial language, movements devoid of the predictable rhythms of cosmic bodies. Words like flutter and shift leaped off the page, accompanied by rough sketches of grotesque forms twisted beyond recognition. The final entry stood out, a dire warning steeped in madness, a message from a mind echoing an unsettling dread towards the empty expanse above. Outside, strange lights began to flicker in the twilight sky. Multicolored flashes twisted and spiraled into impossible shapes, mocking the natural order he thought he understood. For a moment, doubt crept into Isaac's mind, intertwining with trepidation. His heart raced, and a cold chill surged through him, igniting goosebumps across his skin. What if the journal contained truth? What if entities lurked just beyond the veil? As night draped its shroud over the landscape, the observatory seemed to exhale, its creaks and groans resounding through the air like an ancient lament. The sky unzipped, unveiling an unfathomable void, scattered with luminous shards, pulsating like a living organism. The very fabric of reality vibrated with an indecipherable frequency, battering at the doors of his sanity with relentless fervor. Overwhelmed, Isaac stumbled outside, desperately grasping for clarity against the enveloping dark. The lights danced closer, morphing into grotesque patterns that wormed their way into his subconscious. A cacophony of whispers entangled themselves around him, weaving in and out of perceptibility. Eyes began to coalesce in the swirling lights overhead, taking on vague shapes, each familiar yet inconceivable. They existed both within and beyond, entities shrouded in shadows, suspended between sight and sound, comprehension and chaos. Their gaze seeped into his mind, plucking at the strings of his thoughts and latent terrors. Collapsing against the base of the observatory, he felt reality unravel, merging into a surreal tapestry beyond comprehension. Visions flashed before him, hollowed eyes and mouths devoid of words, where communication transcended language itself, defined instead by felt sensations. Terror misplaced, ravenous hunger, an insatiable yearning for truths buried beneath the stars. What did they want from him? Why had he come searching for knowledge meant to remain obscured? Peering skyward, Isaac witnessed the lights morphing into a singular shape that defied the rules of geometry. Within the disarray, a being detached from time and reason loomed, existing in serene contrast to the chaos, neither fully alive nor entirely spirit. As the realization washed over him, helplessness set in. He had ventured too far, fumbling with secrets better left unexplored. The world around him faded, consciousness dissolving into the abyss. The final remnants of his sanity flickered in fleeting whispers, now twisted into malevolent laughter as he stared into the depths above. When he returned to himself, he found himself sprawled on a hard, lifeless floor, gazing into a pit that spiraled into the unknown universe. A chilling stillness enveloped him. The air was too quiet, too expectant. Had those elusive forms truly gazed back into him? What fragments of his humanity remained intact? As dawn's light cautiously filtered through the shadows of the observatory, the skies shivered with an unsettling uncertainty, returning to their placid facade. Isaac lay sprawled on the floor, the journal closed, a mere relic of whispered terrors. Had he roused something that would ensnare others into the abyss? Would the cosmos' secrets eternally beckon, preying mercilessly on the unwary? Only the wind could answer, while the stars resumed their indifferent vigil, unabated by the fleeting existences beneath them.